So now I'm going to talk about why Bandana Waddle Dee should be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There he is. He's great. You know him, you love him. At least I assume you do. But anyway, why Bandana Waddle Dee? Why should he be in Smash Bros? Well, there he is. Anyway, he's a prominent character in almost all recent Kirby games. He's been in a whole lot of them, and he's played a pretty large role. And I'll explain that at a later time. But as of right now, that's what there is. So anyway, the Kirby series only has 3 representatives in Smash. Kirby, Meta Knight, and DDD. That's not a lot for how big of a franchise Kirby is, so it kind of needs another one. It's definitely a bigger franchise than Fire Emblem. I'll leave that there. So Smash has no spear users. He'd be totally unique. I spit all over the screen! Anyway, Smash has no spear users. He'd be totally unique in his own right, just because of what he does and what he is. I'm gonna try to move that, get rid of that. Okay, it went back, whatever. Smash has no spear users. It's got plenty of sword users, though, plenty of those. We're all good. We're gonna keep going. He's beautiful and cute. Just look at him. Just look at him, he's great. Can you say no to that face? No, you can't. And if you're gonna say to yourself, but he's just a regular Waddle Dee. Why should he be in Smash Brothers when that'd be like putting a Goomba in Smash Brothers? To which I say, you're an ignorant moron. It's about time you educate yourself. Anyway, what has he done? Well, he first appeared in Kirby Superstar. There he was the first enemy in the Megaton Punch Championship minigame. And there's 2 Marios. He's already met Mario twice. It's like he's already in Smash Brothers. Anyway, there was also Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. There was a Waddle Dee in that game. Was it the same Waddle Dee? I don't know, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna assume it is. And then he was in Kirby Superstar Ultra. He was a boss in the arena. He just was like a Waddle Dee that took a lot of damage, that took more damage than regular Waddle Dees. But anyway, that's pretty cool. He also had like a speaking role in one of those story minigames. That's great. Anyway, then there was Kirby's Return to Dreamland. This is the game where it happens. There he is. He's got a spear. He's with the 4 main characters. This is the game that cemented him as one of the big 4 of Kirby, with Kirby, DDD, Meta Knight, and Waddle Dee as the big 4. Not you, Maglore. No one likes you. Anyway, there's a cat in my room now, but we're gonna keep going. So there he is. He's great. He's got a spear. He's a playable character. He's finally getting to be a playable character, and that's great. And from then, he was in all sorts of stuff. In Planet Robobot and Triple Deluxe, he was a helper character. He was more prevalent in those games than some of the other big 4 were. In Triple Deluxe, Meta Knight was barely there in Triple Deluxe. He didn't even show up once, I don't think. But he was there, and DDD showed up like, twice in Robot, but he was there too. He was there more than the rest of them. I mean, sure, the other ones got their own modes or whatever, but he was always there, helping, even in those modes. He's a true MVP. Anyway, in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, you could play as all other players, other than the first player, I'm gonna get that off the screen, was a Waddle Dee. All 3 of them. It's beautiful. It's great. It's as God intended. Anyway, in Kirby Battle Royale, it's a real game that exists. Kirby Battle Royale. He was the sidekick to Kirby, and the whole time he was the sidekick. That's great. He was practically more important than these guys. I mean, he was the antagonist, but I don't know what he did. But look at him. Look, he's got a little kiwi that's shaped like a star. Ain't that cute? And then in Star Allies, he was the very first dream friend you got, and you could play as Bandana Waddle Dee in The Legend of Dee. It's like he got his own mode, like in Triple Deluxe's Planet Robobot. But, I mean, other people got it too, but he got it, and he was the very first one you could get. So that's great. But then, let's move on to more to Smash. Enough about him. Let's talk about Smash Brothers and him in Smash Brothers. So what would he do? Well, this is just my idea, so don't think that this is a genuine prediction of if he got in, what he'd do. But if he did get in, what would he do? Well, I'm thinking more about his spear ability that he is based off in the Kirby games. So for his standard special, he'd use a spear throw, and it could be charged, like in the games, to throw multiple spears. For his side special, it'd be a sort of flurry dash of spear hits. He'd, hit him a bunch of times, and then if it was connected to someone, he'd do a big dash, and then they'd fly off. It'd be great. And for his recovery, it'd be a spear helicopter. If you've ever seen that move in action, you know exactly what it does, and you know that it literally is a Smash recovery. It just is. It's perfect for it. But you're probably thinking, what about his down special? What would that be? Well, I actually have a pretty unique idea for this. It's a kind of crazy idea, and it's an idea that might just be terrible and bad. But in the game Star Allies, you could change your element. You could change how the attacks worked with your elements. So I thought, what if, it's crazy, what if he had a sort of Minato arts that he could switch elements and do different attacks? Shulk boy, you ain't special no more. Possibly. I don't really think this would happen, but honestly, it's something to think about. And you know, what about his final smash? Well, this is an idea I had when I first was thinking about this, long before Ultimate was even like a thing. I thought, what if they gave him DDD's Brawl final smash, where he summoned an army of Waddle Dees and they just jumped around the stage? But after changing final smashes for Ultimate, I don't know if that would work, but they could still sort of use something with the concept. Then, I was reminded in the Star Allies, they have these big balls of Waddle Dees. Maybe he could make one of those roll through the stage, and then it'd burst, and there'd be Waddle Dees everywhere. Hooray! Anyway, let's talk about another aspect of his moveset that was brought to the attention by a fan game. The fan game in particular is Super Smash Flash 2. It's a Smash Bros. Fan game. They put Waddle Dee in it. Ain't that great? Shout out to these guys, because they're great. Put Waddle Dee in their game. That's like one leg up that they already have over the real thing. They've got Waddle Dee in it. But in that game, his moveset was not just with the spear. He also used an umbrella, like his Waddle Dee brethren in the games, and a beam wand, like his Waddle Doo brethren in the games. That's very good. I think that his moveset could work with just a spear, but they could do this, and it could all work out and be great. Anyway, that's the end of my presentation. So I hope you liked it. I hope you think about him being in Smash. And you know, it isn't a Smash Bros. Video without some mad conspiracy theories. Well, put on your tinfoil hats, boys! Because it's time for a conspiracy theory. Look at this! Look at this man! Look at him! Look, there's Sakurai. He makes the Kirby games and the Smash Brothers games. But he made Kirby Superstar, because that was the first game he was in. That was it. And then people say, oh, he doesn't like the new Kirby games. He doesn't put new Kirby game stuff into Smash Bros. But look, he put the Ultra Sword from Kirby's Return to Dream. Dang it! He put the Ultra Sword from Kirby's Return to Dreamland in it. And it's great. He did it. So maybe there's less new bias. Maybe by Ultimate, he'll have no new bias. And he'll put a new character that's, even though he made him, a character that's been prevalent in new games. But here's the thing that blows it all out of the water. In Ultra, in Super Star Ultra, there was the Master Waddle Dee fight. And he was there in the background. He was cheering on Waddle. He was cheering on DDD. It was great. But they made that his final smash. In Ultimate, he's not there. Why wouldn't he be there? He's not there because he's a character. Sakurai's a man with an eye for detail. He would put him in that game. You know what? You know what blows this all out of the water? Today I went and made this. I went to get Chinese food. And my fortune cookie said, you will always get what you want for your charm and personality. There's no point in arguing, boys. He's already in this video game.